All right. Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you again with another edition of Stout Sunday. And joining me, as always, we have Michael Kormaroff from Brooklyn. We've got Jeremy Vincent from Arkansas, and we've got Alex the Beer Master. And we may also be joined by a few other people, but we can't wait all day, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So we'll start with Michael this morning. What are you drinking today?
Okay, this is from 6 Points, and this is their rye barrel-aged 4-bean, and it was one of those limited release beers that I get, and it's been aging in the refrigerator, so we'll see how a year of sitting in the refrigerator, if it has any effect on it.
All right. Jeremy, what are you drinking this morning?
I'm sorry about that. I got the hold on. I can't get control of the wheels. Got the Rogue Hazelutely Choc-tabulous. I cannot pronounce that very good.
Hazelutely Choc-tabulous. Wow, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. It's got a 5.7% ABV, 51 IBUs. It's a blended stout brown ale.
You said 5.7, Jeremy, was the ABV?
Yeah, 5.7% ABV, 51 IBUs.
Okay.
And kind of sits in the middle of sweet, bitter, roasted chocolate. So on this little map they have. So this should be interesting to try out.
All right. So Alex the Beer Master has a stout today. What are you drinking?
I am drinking this s'mores stout. It is from Big IG Brewing or something like that.
All right.
And then the ABV is 5 by volume of alcohol. And then the ALC, I don't know what that is. I guess that's
alcohol, probably alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 5% alcohol.
Yep.
All right. Well, I am drinking the Brooklyn Black Ops Stout. It is stout aged in bourbon barrels, 100% bottle re-fermented. It's got, let's see, it's aged for 6 months in bourbon barrels, bottled flat and re-fermented with champagne. I can't talk. Re-fermented with champagne yeast to get the carbonation. And it says it creates big chocolate and coffee flavors with a rich underpinning of vanilla-like oak notes. All right, sounds awesome. Nice bottle with the cork and cage. So,
John, what's the ABV? I know it's high.
Oh yeah, this is 11% alcohol.
A measly 11%, really?
A measly 11%.
Mine's 11.2.
All right, Michael.
See that? You just got out and done again.
Beat me out. That ABV.
But yours is a stout and mine's a porter, which is technically a stout,
right.
so it doesn't matter.
Right.
But you have that nice champagne top to open up, which is going to give it a nice carbonation.
Oh, look at that.
All right.
John, is this the first time you've ever had one of the Brooklyn in one of these type bottles? Anything from Brooklyn?
Yes. The only Brooklyn beers I've ever had were the Oktoberfest and the standard Brooklyn Lager. I think maybe the IPA, but they were all in 6-packs.
Right, standard 12-ounce bottles.
Exactly. All right. So I'm giving mine a pour. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and crack into those bad boys, and we'll go back to Michael Kormaroff. And that is a nice looking beer, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aggressive pour.
This is my pour, but it was a little bit higher, the head, when I first poured it. So the head has declined a little bit. But it's a beige head, and you notice you are getting good head retention as you move the glass around. Let me give it a little sniff here. Okay, you can still smell the bourbon influence in the beer. It's got kind of like a bourbony, roasty kind of nose. Still looks pretty good. I mean, like I said, the head's a little bit smaller as it's as it's declining, but it's looking good. You can smell the bourbon. You can smell some vanilla undertones as well. Do you want me to taste it?
Yeah, go for it. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay, the first taste you get is really like an envelope of kind of like a bourbon vanilla combination. It's really nice. And it's like a full mouthfeel. So it's for a porter, this is pretty substantial. It's not and I guess I'm trying to describe exactly. It's not syrupy though, but it's definitely a full mouthfeel.
All right.
I like the flavors a lot.
Now they do have is it a 3 beans? That's the 4 beans, and they also have a 5 beans as well, isn't that right?
Right. Yeah, the 5 bean one was I also bought some of that, and I decided to drink it and not cellar it because I was afraid that the sourness that would come from that, because that was on some kind of wine barrel, and I was afraid that it would sour badly. So I ended up drinking all that and finished. I still have a whole 6-pack more of the 4 beans that's sitting in the refrigerator now, which I'm cellaring further. But this is really good, and it's holding up really well.
All right. Yeah, looks good, sounds good. We'll let you keep sipping on it and come back around here shortly. In the meantime, we will go to Jeremy with his Hazelutely Shot-tabulous. I don't know if I said that right, but there you go.
That's, Rogue is famous for putting these kind of concoctions together, and I haven't tried that. Have you tried this one yet?
I have not. We really don't get a lot of Rogue beer here. Actually, Michael and I, about a year ago, I think this was before you were on doing the YouTube thing, Jeremy. We basically had a discussion and predicted that Rogue would be defunct in about a year or two, and apparently they're doing okay. So.
Yeah,
Jeremy, at the time, all I could get was their Dead Guy, which is their flagship beer. And I was saying if they can't penetrate the New York market, they're going to be in trouble. But I guess they're doing well enough where they are in Oregon that they're making enough money to. And if you're getting it in Arkansas, that's a good sign.
Has anything changed in New York, Michael? Are you getting any more Rogue beers now?
Just Dead Guy.
Okay.
But they're still getting that, which means the distributor is still dealing with them. So that's the only one I can get.
Anyway, sorry, Jeremy. Go ahead.
No, it's pretty real darkish brown. I don't think it's totally dark like a lot of them. Slight head on it. It didn't pour, like I said, like a mocha khaki type head on this one. And I didn't even get but a quarter finger head on this one all the way, even with aggressive pour. So I don't know. Not much carbonation, it's like. Let's get nose on this one. Mainly a lot of chocolate. Not getting any hazelnut yet. Slight nuttiness kind of smell. I don't know how to describe that one. A little bit of sweetness too. Vanilla maybe actually on this also. Maybe the hazelnut will show up in the actual taste. So I'm gonna get a taste on now.
All right.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
I can taste a little bit of the hazelnut in there now, as far as the taste goes. But it's more of a chocolate flavor that I'm getting more than anything. Kind of a coffee. Let's do it. Not much. Not as sweet as I like them, but this is it's kind of it's not a full-bodied beer as much as you would think. It's kind of a light to me, kind of on the watery side. Not, I hate to say watery side, but you know, lighter. Lacing's holding up pretty good on this, but I don't know if you can see that.
So, oh yeah, yeah.
But anyway, overall, pretty good. I'll give a rating here in a minute, but Mainly, you're getting a lot of chocolate and coffee notes on this one. A little bit of hazelnut, but not much.
Okay. We've got Trish watching. She says they're at the beach already. 47 straight says Happy Stout Sunday. Flacco's tuning in, says Happy Stout Sunday. Happy Stout Sunday to you, Flacco. Alan's Beer and Gaming is tuning in, says cheers to Mr. Anelli and panel. Cheers to you, Alan. He said he's watching this before going with the kiddos to the movie theater. You should probably drink a few stouts before you go to the movie theater with kids. That can be quite an experience. They're never quiet when they're supposed to be.
Hey, Alan, enjoy movies with your kids.
Or they have to go to the restroom at the best part of the movie. You know, I've been
there. Man, those dang kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ronnie S says stouts are for girls. All right, Ronnie.
Ronnie.
I think Ronnie S stayed up too late last night.
Ronnie, are we going to have to meet at the bridge or something?
He wants to know if Alex is picking up any banana notes, which we will find out in just a second, Ronnie, because he's about to get into that beer. And let's see, Flacco's watching this from the church parking lot. Alan is going to go buy a few after the theater. Unfortunately, there's nothing unfortunate about that. You need a few stouts in your life, Alan. And Kent's Beer Reviews is watching from the UK. Hey, cheers, Kent. Thanks for tuning in. We've also got Scruffy the Janitor is watching. He says, I take a few. People look around. They don't sell cans here. Okay.
Which one is
Not
that?
sure what you're talking. I guess the stouts, they don't sell in cans there. Anyway, all right. So, Alex, without further ado, Alex, get into that brew.
Okay. Well,
first of all, show the viewers again what you're drinking real quick, and then get into it.
I have the marshmallow. The s'more stout. So that's going to be good. I've already tried it a little while back, but okay, let's see here. When I first opened it up, it smelled like vanilla. It smelled like graham cracker because obviously it's, marshmallows and stuff like that. And some chocolate. And that's all I actually smell.
All right.
Let's get into the taste.
All right. Cheers, Alex.
Cheers.
Cheers. I drink that.
Me too.
The first thing I get is graham cracker, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit. And a little bit of coffee taste too. Maybe that might be just the chocolate. I don't know. But it's really good.
All right.
Looks like it's really good.
Very sweet. That sounds right up my alley. I like my stout on the sweet side. So,
but it is a little chocolatey, like I said, a little graham crackery, because like I said, it's a s'more stout. So
does it actually taste like a s'mores that you've ate before, or is it close, Alex? Here,
it's almost close. It really smells like s'mores, that's for sure. And it tastes more. It tastes similar. It tastes similar to what I smell.
But the smell is closer to the s'mores than the actual taste of it.
Yes, but it's similar to the smell, though. The taste, similar.
Okay. I've tried which one was that? The s'mores. What's the name of it?
Was it the Shiner one?
Yeah. It wasn't a stout though.
I'll have to look for that and see, and maybe me on everybody.
It wasn't that, to me. It wasn't that great, but
I
mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't.
I had the Dino S'mores on one of these Stout Sundays, and it was pretty disappointing. It
really.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good stout, but if you were expecting s'mores, it was a big letdown.
Hey Jeremy, can you get this at your place? Because if you can, I would like to review it with you sometime.
Okay, cool, Alex. I would do that, but I don't know if I can get that one or not. I will definitely look into that.
All right.
Alex, where is the brewer located? Does it say on the side where the headquarters are?
I don't even see a name here. Well, you will see all the bottles have this animal on it. That's for sure. The Sasquatch
Okay.
or whatever.
All right. I'm going to look on Beer Advocate and Rate Beer and see if I can find it.
It looked like Moody Brewing or something there on the bottom, like a little Moody.
Yeah. Like a little.
Does it say Moody on it?
It's MUD O. Okay, wait a minute. MUODY, and then behind it is BIG.
Moody Big?
What? I don't know. Okay.
Kind of a.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Moody Big Brewery or something like that.
Sometimes you can put in Beer Advocate or Rate Beer the name of the beer, and then it comes up who the brewer is. So we can do it that way. I'll try to find it.
Can you look it up, Michael, to make it official? Because there is other beers to this company. I know that for a fact.
I'm not.
Is it your local distributor?
Well, I don't know what store my aunt got it for.
Okay.
But she got this for me for Easter, actually. She surprised me with it.
Okay.
I'm not finding this one, so
I got it. So
Is
it's
it Big
actually
Muddy?
it's Muddy, Big Muddy Brewing,
Yeah,
and it's the
found it.
S'more Stout, and this is from Beer Advocate.
Yeah, Big Muddy.
Sorry, John, I didn't see that well. I'm
John,
sorry.
where are they
That's
located?
okay. It gets a 3.47
Illinois?
out of 5.
Murfreesboro, Illinois.
Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
No.
They have a website, bigmuddybrewing.com. That's
Illinois.
what I was trying to look was where they're from, but yeah, Illinois. That's what it said.
Yeah,
Illinois. Okay.
It says Murfreesboro, Illinois is what I'm seeing. Established in 2009. So
Because I've never seen that brewery before, but I'll look for
me
it.
either.
Yeah, because if you guys can look for it, we can all get together again.
And do
Yeah.
it. All
We'll do a
right.
review just on that one, Alex. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I'll try to
nice,
find it
wouldn't
if I can.
All right, my man.
All right, so we will come back to you shortly, Alex. So start thinking of a rating for that bad boy. Ronnie S. in the chat says that you have a badass stout, Alex. And
Ronnie, my man. Appreciate it.
and
buddy.
Ronnie S. says they don't sell cans. Never mind, he's being stupid. He says they don't sell cans in Kansas anymore. All right. Anyway, so on to the Brooklyn Black Ops. There's the appearance, pretty much black. It poured with a pretty big head, which is subsided, but it's keeping a thin layer, and it's a very creamy tan head. The aroma is just incredible. It's got a huge barrel presence on the aroma. And I'm getting something that's a little different. It's kind of hard to describe, and I think that's probably coming from the champagne yeast that they use to re-ferment it in the bottle. Definitely getting the roast, some dark toasted bread notes, a little bit of chocolate, a little caramel as well. I'm not getting any coffee on the aroma, which they do say on the back of the label that there are some coffee notes, but there is no coffee added to this beer. They just say that you get coffee from the roast, which I'm not on the aroma, but I'm definitely getting the bourbon barrel presence and the chocolate notes and that little unique quality that I can't really describe that I think is coming from the yeast. So cheers, guys.
Cheers, John.
Cheers.
Wow. This is a really good stout. Well worth the $22 so far that I paid for the bottle. And I think it's a little more here, but the reason being that these types of beer, the Brooklyn beers, do not make their way down here very often. So when they do, they charge a little bit more for them. Because I think, Michael, you said you got your bottle for $20, right?
It was $20. But Brooklyn is in my market, so I mean that's
right. So this is kind of like an out of market beer. The only Brooklyn beers that I typically see are the Brooklyn Lager, the IPA, and then I'll get one or two of the seasonal beers like the Oktoberfest I think I got last year. That's pretty much it. So this is a nice little treat for me. So the chocolate's following through on the palate, but it's not super intense. The bourbon barrel presence is definitely coming through on the palate. That's probably the first thing I'm getting, really.
It's
champagne boozy, but it's not really super alcohol for it, but it's boozy in the sense that you're getting all those bourbon notes for like right up front.
Champagne yeast affecting the carbonation.
It's pretty carbonated. It's kind of like champagne with the carbonation. Very finely carbonated, very active, little small bubbles, prickly carbonation, which makes for a really good stout, because most of the stouts that are this high ABV, 11, 12%, your carbonation really doesn't hold up a lot of times with those types of products, because the alcohol, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to support a highly carbonated beer. But this one, very active. I am getting a little smoky note, which I think is kind of what they're describing as the coffee flavors, but I'm not interpreting it as coffee. It's almost smoky in the sense of like a rock beer would be, like a smoked beer.
Right.
But it's very minimal. It's not taking away from the bourbon notes. It's just kind of in the background. I'm getting a little bit of vanilla as well, which I think is from the bourbon barrel aging. It's a hell of a stout. I'm really enjoying it. The alcohol is masked well. The booziness is good. It's not taking away from the drinkability of the beer. It's boozy, like I said, from the barrel aging in that sense. This is incredible. I'm really glad I was able to finally find this and buy it. I think they've done a great job. The champagne yeast is excellent. I would really like to get one of these, like a few years old, because it says basically with the re-fermentation of the beer with the champagne yeast added late, when they bottle it, you could sit on this for 5 or 6 years and it would just continue to develop. And I know Michael, you might actually have, do you have one cellaring, Michael?
I have 2 of them.
All right. So
cool.
So that'll be an interesting experiment in a few years if you can. I don't know how long you're planning on sitting on those, but that I think it would be a really good aged beer for sure. All right, let's see. Ronnie S is blowing up the chat, and he's saying Brooklyn, Brooklyn with little musical notes. He's singing. Jeremy,
John,
yeah, Drewski would be proud of Ronnie today, I think.
John, get all Brooklyn beers, or you just only get a few?
No, I just get a couple. I was really shocked to be able to find this one, but I'm glad that I got it. The package store that I go to in Peachtree City, they do a really great job. They're getting all kinds of Evil Twin stuff now, which is awesome. I've been trying a lot of their beers. They're getting some of these really rare bombers, at least in this area. Like no other store is going to have the Brooklyn Black Ops. They had to special order it because it's just not something that's common to this area, especially considering we have so many Georgia, craft breweries. We have a lot of great local stuff, so they don't typically bring stuff in from other markets because we have, an overflow already of stuff here. So,
and the bottle you have, John, which is 25.4 ounces, is another 3.4 than the standard 22-ounce bombers with the caps that you get from a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. I didn't even notice. I didn't even look at the beer. Right,
John. Every town always has their special stores that you can find unique beers, which is awesome, in my opinion, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely. We have some great liquor stores, package stores in Peachtree City and Fairburn. You can find all kinds of stuff, and it's, even though we're limited with the ABV levels, can't get over 14%, we still get some pretty great stuff, so I'm happy about that.
You really need to be over 14%, though, really.
Well,
John, you can go to another town and get the extra ABV, right?
Yes,
no, I'd have to go to another state.
Oh, okay.
What'd you say, Michael?
The whole state of Georgia
It's a
and
state
Alabama and Tennessee, all the surrounding states are limited. Tennessee's actually lower. Tennessee is like 8.7. Alabama, I believe, is the same as Georgia, 14. Florida is 14 or less. You can't get anything higher than that.
Tennessee is what?
Jeremy, what's Arkansas? Do you know? Can you
I
get?
think John looked that up one time. I think it was 16 or something.
Okay, so Arkansas is a little bit higher.
Yeah.
And when I went to North Carolina to visit William Kepley, it was I think theirs is 13 or 14 as well. So I'd have to go really far north to get stuff over 14%.
You can get that Utopia, which is the one from Boston or Sam Adams. I think is like 40%. So
it's crazy. I don't know if I'd enjoy that though. I mean,
I'm not going to spend $200 for that because as good as it would be, I'd rather buy some fancy scotch, that's single malt, than spend the money on a $200 beer. That's just how I up into that.
That's a little overboard there.
All right, let's see. Scruffy, the janitor, is asking if anybody here has a kegerator. I don't have one. I wouldn't mind getting one, but I don't have one.
No, I don't have one.
Is he going to send us one?
The only problem with the kegerator is that means you're going to have one type beer that you're drinking until you finish that beer, and then you put another one in, which limits, the amount of, what you can. I mean, it's a great. I would like to have an extra kegerator around. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
it's not practical to me.
Right. So let's see, Michael, what are you thinking about that Four Beans order there?
I'm giving it a 96, and you're going to ask me why I don't think it's. The 96 to me is world class, but why I'm not giving it a 99 or a 98? And I guess it's only because it is a porter. So by being a porter, it's kind of limited that it's full-bodied, and yet it's not totally. I know it's kind of hard to describe. It's excellent, and 96 is a high score, and I really think it's great. But it's it would have to pack even an additional punch to get to the top level with some of the other stouts we've had with the KBS and some of the other stouts that we've had. So it's a little bit below the KBS, but. Just to give you an idea, this was $3.33 for a can. So if you figure that out by the 6-pack, what's that, about $22, $23?
That's
whatever it is.
Really an incredible deal.
So it's a good price, but it's like I said, they brewed it once, and you can't get it anymore. You can still get the 3-bean, which is sold in their set of. Jeremy, you might be able to get the 3-bean too, since you can get some of the 6-point things. You should look for that. It's very good, and that's their bourbon barrel. This is their rye barrel, the 4-bean. So
okay, I don't know if I saw that or not. I think I did the other day.
But they did. As we've discussed, it's now been taken over by this artisanal ventures deal where they're brewing with Victory and Southern Tier. So I would wonder if they're going to shift their operation from Memphis, which is contract brewing, to Downingtown, Pennsylvania, where Victory is, and they have some extra volume plate. They have some extra space for them, and that would, I don't know, it wouldn't help from a distribution point, but if it's part of their company, they wouldn't have to pay extra to contract brew it. So, it would be a better deal for them. Because, Six Point itself, where I go for when I pick up the beer, I went there yesterday to pick up that raspy upgrade, which I told John about and sent him a picture of what they had. It's a variant. It's just a small operation. They brew, just the stuff for their limited release, and everything else is brewed right now in Memphis. I think. I don't know when they're going to shift, but at some point they will.
Hopefully, we'll be seeing some 6-point beers around here in the next year or so.
You should get more distribution. And I told you the owner is no longer in. He sold out to this deal. He had told me that Atlanta was one of the markets they wanted to get into. They just didn't have the capacity.
Right. I mean, it definitely should be. With all the
great beer,
craft beer people here in the state of Georgia, especially in the Atlanta area, because there's 42 plus craft breweries within the city limits of Atlanta alone. So they'd be.
It's a big population center that's interested in beer, and there's already a lot of activity. So you would think at some point you would get it.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, 6 pointers.
So,
I'm impressed with it, with all their stuff I've tried so far. So.
Right.
I need to try more.
Tyler Hansel is watching. Cheers, Tyler. Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
Cheers,
what's up,
buddy.
I haven't seen you in a while, buddy.
So Tyler's not delivering grub this morning for Uber. Isn't that what he usually does on Sunday morning?
He might be listening as he's driving along. You know?
Grub
Doing his Uber, yeah.
So all right, so let's see. 96 out of 100 for the 4 beans there from 6 Point. We've got to go back to Jeremy with his I'm not even going to attempt to repeat that name again. Hazelutely Chalk something? Chalktabulous, maybe?
Yeah, Chalktabulous. Chalktabulous. First off, I looked this bottle over. There is no date.
Uh-oh.
So I don't see a date, so I may have been drinking a old one. But look here.
Yeah, but it's stout, Jeremy. You should be okay, buddy.
Well,
It's only
5.7.
John, what would Greg say? Greg would be intensely upset.
He would give this a D-. But look on here. It says dare.
Yeah,
risk.
dare means no drugs.
I had the dare. I took the risk.
And you dreamed.
I had a dream that it was going to be great, but it did not. It's not world class. It's like 92. Not very. It's too watered down for me. And it's something off with it. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Not enough. It's not enough something.
So 92 is still an A- at least, depending on how your scale is. So that's still.
I mean, it's a low A.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's just not great. It's just like, I think it's just real thin, watered down tasting to me. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
92 though. It's still a good beer.
Right. So we've got the J-Man from Charm Brewing tuning in. He says, "What's up from Australia? It is 1:12 a.m. on Monday morning there, and it's his birthday.
Early.
So happy birthday, J-Man. Thanks for tuning in.
Happy birthday, J-Man. Woo, cool. Party up, man.
All right.
You have to
Getting an early start on that birthday. 1:12 in the morning. All right, so let's see. We've got to go back to Alex, the beer master, with his rating on the S'more Stout.
I think I'm going to give that a 93.
All
right.
93.
Doesn't taste enough like a s'mores to get a higher rating, huh?
No, I mean, well, because I think it was really good earlier, but
What happened? As it warmed up, it got it didn't.
it still tastes like a s'mores. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Well, it's not a. It's in my experience with these s'mores beers, it's supposed to taste like s'mores. No, I haven't tried one that tastes
chocolate. Don't get me wrong. They do get the chocolate right,
right,
and you can taste the graham cracker. So.
This was supposed to be a candy bar in a bottle, and it was nowhere near a candy bar.
Well, like I said, we'll figure this all out when you get this beer, and we'll figure this out because maybe my opinion's wrong, maybe it's right. I don't know.
Your opinion can never be wrong. It's your opinion. It's always right.
I know.
Man, Alex.
I'm just saying. Yeah, so I'll just give it, as of right now, I'm going to give it a 93, Michael.
Okay, got it.
Well, what's the date on yours?
Is there a date?
Maybe you got a tainted one.
No, it still tastes good. It's just, I don't even see a date anywhere here.
Yeah, I don't. Do you know if Rogue has dates on there? I can't find it on mine either.
Usually they do, at least on the cans that I've had. That hazelnut nectar brown ale that I had the date on the bottom of the can, but that was, I don't know.
Yeah, what did you think of that one?
That was actually the best rogue beer I've had. I haven't had too many, but that one was awesome. It had a really significant nuttiness to it, like almost like a pecan nuttiness, as well as the hazelnut. It had hazelnut in it, and then it had the caramel flavors, and just really, it was really good. I mean, it's probably been 8 months ago since I had it, but that's one of the few rogue beers that I can still get. I could buy a 12-pack at Kroger of that one.
Right. I mean, it's good, but it's not world class by any means.
Speaking of rogue,
mine is 2017. So it's a year and a half in the can.
Really? Wow. But it's what, 11.2,
and the carbonation is still holding up, which is what I worry about in these cans when they sit. Even though I would think the can would probably protect it at least as well as a bottle, because in a bottle it can get in between also, over time. But so far it's holding up. Like I say, I have another 6-pack, so we'll see as that goes. I'm sure I'll try.
I like the can they use. The rules. It's neat. They got their own little.
Well, they're these streamlined cans.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. How they
6-point logo, 6-point logo at the top. It was interesting. Also, yesterday I was going to tell you before I went with my wife, and she seems to have a better rapport with the people there than I do. Not because whatever. She just seems to be. Maybe she's friendlier. So,
Michael, are you not friendlier?
I'm friendly, but it's almost like she's very friendly. So,
cool.
You go there, and it was funny. It worked out well in my favor. You can get unlimited samples of everything that they have on tap there, but a lot of people don't want to wait online. So you can pay $6 for a 16-ounce cup of what you want. Now, I just asked for a sample, and the guy filled the cup up. So I said, I just want a sample. And it was my cup already. So he didn't have anything he could do with it. So he said, okay, just take it, which was kind of nice.
Wow.
And it was a collaboration between Barrier and 6-Point on another raspberry type thing like the Raspy. It was interesting. About 6% alcohol. I liked it. But the Raspy one I bought in the cans is better.
So they're doing like collaborations with other breweries?
It seems in New York especially, the breweries have good relationships with each other, and they do collaborate on a lot of different beers. And I think that's cool. One thing. Brewing may be different than other industries. It's almost like there's a brotherhood. And I guess a female brewer would be a sisterhood. But whatever it is, they work together, and they realize in craft beer, if you knock this other guy off, it hurts you in the long run, because you need to have other people doing the same thing and giving the same message that you have. So they're willing to help each other, which I think is a great thing about beer. Totally.
If people or politicians and all these people took a note out of the craft breweries and all the unity and working together and all that, we'd be much better off.
Definitely.
John, get that beer again, my man, or because I'll get this again. I think it's still delish. It's just
I will definitely I would definitely buy the Brooklyn Black Ops again. I haven't given my rating yet. I'm going to go with the 97 out of 100.
Wow.
It's excellent. It's pretty much world class. And if Eric was here, he'd be like, "Well, why did you take off the 3 points if it's world class?" Honestly, the only reason it gets a deduction is because I've had so many world-class stouts, that it's not my favorite, but it's still right there. So that's why it gets a 97.
Right.
And that champagne yeast is really, it just gives it a whole different dimension that you really don't get with a lot of stouts. And the carbonation it's so fine, but it's definitely there. And I've had a few few burps come up from it, but it's really enjoyable. And as it warms up, it's developing as well. It's getting better. The bourbon notes are coming through a little bit more. The roast is coming through more. The dark roast. It's just excellent. I recommend it to anybody. If anybody out there can find the Brooklyn Black Ops, yes, it's expensive for a bottle, but it's worth it. So
Cool.
you've got to pay.
John, I'll let you,
time is money. You've got to pay extra when you have these beers that are bourbon barrel aged for 6 months to a year because they're sitting around, and the company would otherwise be losing money if they only charge $5 or $6 for a beer because they
Right.
they got to age it. So
hey John, I'll let you know if I can find that beer. That sounds pretty darn good. I'll have to take a look.
I have a feeling, Alex, you'll probably be able to find it because you're up there close to New York. So I think you'll be able to get it actually.
Mine warming up didn't help at all. Just FYI.
I was going to mention in mine, as it sits and warms, it's getting even more robust in its taste. So that's a positive thing that it has.
That's good. Yeah.
Which is good. But again, it's higher alcohol, 11 too. So maybe that's part of it.
Hey Michael,
right. Michael and I have the heavy hitters today, and Alex and Jeremy all got the 5%ers. So that's nice. We got two.
It varies every week, though. We go back and forth.
That's right. Hey, you never know what you're going to get on Stout Sunday, folks.
you don't know when I'm going to bring a beer on Stout Sunday. You don't know what beer.
That's right.
Yeah, we
That's
never know what to expect.
Alex, we're happy you're here with us.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're glad you're here, Alex.
I think I've only been here 3 times, I think. Originally, I'm normally outside of it, meaning I'll wait for everybody's air and I'll come on, but.
Right. I'm proud of Alex. He's been drinking some good beers. He was it yesterday after we were off air and you were drinking a Smithwick's Red Ale, which is a really good beer.
We were live for a few minutes when I did it.
You know what? That was on Louisiana Beer Reviews. That was on the Bacardi examination that you stopped in on.
That's part of the Guinness family. That's owned by Guinness.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because Ron was really happy that he's seeing me drink that beer. But
I think Harp is another one that they also own. Harp,
yeah.
And I didn't even look on YouTube. I just went on Hangouts. I didn't realize you guys were live until I saw the live thing.
Yeah, I was watching it. All of a sudden, Alex was on there. I was like, "Cool."
He had the beer, and he's like drinking it. That was fun.
The company is called Diageo, and they own Guinness and all those brands.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, John. Normally, I look before I go live, but I didn't. I just figured, you know what? Let me check. I saw the thing,
the link.
The link, and I said, well.
That's all right, Alex. We always enjoy having you, even if you don't have a beer. It's all right. I
think it's great that you guys have been getting together on off days also, because I'll look and it'll come on, and a lot of times it's Eric, and he says, "I'm desperate for a hangout," which is cool. That's what he's in the mood for. It's fine. And then usually somebody will join him, and then whatever. But my phone is going beep beep, and my wife is going, "What are those guys doing? Are they drinking again?"
Can you not quit drinking?
Hey, Mike.
And she knows you by name, so it's like it's fun though. I mean, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, does your wife like to drink beer or no?
She does, but she does it only when it's limited to the groups that we do together. She's not somebody who's going to sit and crack one open and just have one. She's more into. She likes cider a lot, which she like a little bit lower alcohol, and
there's a lot of good ciders out there too.
There are good ciders out, but she will when we do these ones that I have on the first Thursday of the month. She's into the stouts that are high alcohol. She's into saisons and sours, and she's gotten a lot better in terms of doing it. It's just that I think she feels it's too much of my life, but it's my hobby, and she understands.
Right.
Hey, Michael, do you think your wife could join us if she likes stouts and stuff like that?
I've asked her to come down several times, and she's declined. So,
well, maybe she's shocked.
Think about it. How many women have ever appeared on anything that's been done in any of these groups? I mean, they watch it, but there's nobody that comes on. Although it's funny, in Bumpy's group, there was a woman who came on once, and John, you may know who she is.
Oh yeah, she joined us last night off air. We were hanging out for a little while. Jamie the mom. She's
from Texas, and
she's from Texas. Yeah, she's really cool.
But other than her, if you think about it, you can't think about too many women who've come on. So it's kind of
No, but she doesn't do beer reviews.
No, she
doesn't do beer reviews.
on making comments, I think.
Yeah.
Michael?
So I think you're onto something there. Most women don't. They're just gonna drink and do their thing.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna do this thing here.
They're like, I taste a hint of this in this beer.
Hey John, Trish comes on the panel sometimes with
Oh
Brandon.
yeah, well Trish, she's the wife of Brandon, who has his own channel, Craft Beer Pours. So
Right.
you know, I think
She
that's
has
probably why. I mean, otherwise she wouldn't do that herself.
She supports it real good, so that's good.
But she has her own channel too, John.
Yeah, but you don't see any beer reviews on her channel, do you?
Oh.
There you go. Anyway, so we've got 47 straight watching. He says, I think my dogs know Ron's voice by now, so he must watch a lot of Louisiana beer reviews, and his dogs recognize his voice. Anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap up the live part of this examination. Thanks to Flacco, Ronnie S, Jeremy.
Not Jeremy, not that jerk.
The J Man, happy birthday again, J Man. Tyler, Allen's Beer and Gaming, Scruffy's the janitor, Trish, all of you guys. Kids Beer Reviews over in the UK. We've got an international group of people chatting in the panel today. We got people from the United Kingdom, Australia. We're going worldwide with this thing, people. So, all right. So, thanks again, everybody, for joining. Alex, the Beer Master, Jeremy Vincent, and Michael Krumroff. Thanks, and thanks to everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
In the chat.
Cheers.
Can I say something before, John? Before you shut off, stay tuned. We will be doing possibly a KBS.
Right. Well, we will be doing the Founders KBS, Alex and I, at some point. We'll so yes, stay tuned for that. In the meantime, everybody have a great rest of the weekend. Thanks for stopping by, and until next time, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Stay safe.